I'm Julian Ackley with an important announcement to make on squares and Saturn. When people are having transits, Saturn transits or square transits, they tend to not look forward to this because these tend to be times of depression because their efforts are blocked, there's a struggle, things are hard, it's frustrating. However, it does not have to be this way. Personally, I'm someone who really dislikes things being difficult. I like things to be easy, and they can be easy even when you're having a Saturn transit or a square transit. And here is the secret. You see, squares and Saturn are like this. They block you when you're trying to make forward movement. However, they're very much like a stair step. And if you look upwards, you'll find they are actually not blocked, but their path will be clear if you try to take a step upwards. So what does this mean? Let's say you're having a Saturn transit or a square transit that's impacting your career. Well, you might be blocked in your career and really frustrated, but this would be a lucky time if you want to get promoted, if you want to become the boss, if you want to do something more official or more prestigious from what you're currently doing. When you think Saturn or you think squares, you need to think prestige, success, wealth, and what's that called? Upward mobility. Anything that is upwardly mobile is favored by Saturn and squares. Let's say that you're having a Saturn transit or a square transit that's impacting your relationships. Either A, you want to get your own game together so you can really come to the relationship like a more, a better, respectable person, or you want to take the relationship in a more official, prestigious direction. Like maybe you want to buy a house together, or join a country club together, or become Facebook official, or get married. Something to make it more prestigious and important. Or if you don't want to do that with this relationship, then it's a time to replace that partner with somebody who has more prestige and status. It's funny because if you watch how the human world works, humans kind of revolve around prestige and status the same way that plants revolve around the sun. Well, they don't revolve around the sun, but they're always moving towards it. Humans love prestige and status, and yet for some reason, we are not allowed to admit that we love prestige and status. But from an astrology perspective, there's no shame in that game. There's nothing wrong with prestige and status. Because the human world it's a world of man. Why? Because the social world is ruled by the sun, and the sun is a man. So it will always be a man's world that we're living in. And what do men do? They build pyramids and hierarchies. Why? Because pyramids are combinations of squares and triangles, just like men, fire and earth. And when you're in a pyramid, it's hard when you're on the bottom, So sometimes you got to treat yourself to a step up. And squares and Saturn transits are your opportunity to do that. So next time you're having a square transit or a Saturn transit and you feel blocked, consider if there is a step upwards you can take to be a more successful, wealthy, prestigious person than who you are today. Thank you. I'm Julian Ackley, and this is The Secret to Squares and Saturn.